Here's our first example with a square root. Determine explicit equations, then state the domain. So in A, we have y equals g of f of x. Okay? Something, it says explicit equation. You have to have an equal sign whenever there's an equation and something on both sides to make it an equation. So that's why I have y equals f of x is the square root of x. E2. Yeah, E2 is it's the most popular E-error. People like to collect many of them throughout the semester. Well, 3 is not bad. And now, g of the square root of x is equal to the square root. Whatever you put into g gets squared, minus 4. Just becomes x minus 4. But this is one we're going to have to be careful with because it says state the domain. And everybody's going to be tempted to do this, and it's wrong. Okay? Okay, you want to do that because what's your final equation? It's a line. What's the domain of a line? Everything. But earlier on in the equation, we had a square root. Can't take the square root of a negative. So our domain is still x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. For B, y equals f of g of x. Y equals f of g of x is x squared minus 4. And the function f just square roots whatever you put in, so it's the square root of x squared minus 4. What do we know about domain? X has to be, the inside of a square root has to be bigger than or equal to 0, so the x squared minus 4 has to be bigger than or equal to 0. And what we did earlier where we were practicing from grade 11, solving inequalities, this is where it comes into effect. When is x squared minus 4 bigger than or equal to 0? Well, if you made it equal to 0 and solved x plus 2, x minus 2, you would find out it's equal to 0 at 2 and negative 2. Draw your number line with negative 2 and 2. If you plug in 0, will it be true or false? False. Plug in negative 3, it's true. Plug in positive 3, it's true. So our domain is x is less than or equal to negative 2, or x is greater than or equal to 2. Interval notation, you would write this as negative infinity to negative 2 with a square bracket. And then 2 to infinity. Questions for practice on this one? 6a, b, and c. And 10.